Welcome back. 2020 has brought a whole new awareness to the struggles that black people face every day in America. Well, there's one city stepping up to advance equality and social justice amongst its residents. This week, Asheville, North Carolina's City Council apologizing for the city's role in racism and discrimination and unanimously voting to provide reparations to its black community. Here to talk more about that move is Keith Young, councilman for the city of Asheville, North Carolina, who spearheaded this move. Councilman, good morning. Thanks for being here.
Oh, good morning. Thank you for having me.
So break this down if you can for us. What exactly does the resolution call for when you talk about reparations?
Well, when we talk about reparations, the city of Asheville, to begin with, it was a first step in an essential act of contrition. And beyond that, it is a resolution that helps deal, in my mind, with the systemics of oppression here in America. Black people in this country are dealing with issues that are systemic in nature, and reparations is a very complex issue, which requires a solution that looks beyond, in my mind, one-time payments or checks.
So break that down. So when you talk about reparations, especially there in Asheville, so what are you talking about if you're not talking about folks just giving a check?
Sure. The same systemics that allowed Confederate monuments and statues to go up and disparities in policing to continue are the very same systemics that recycle itself generation after generation and still remain, leaving us as Black Americans with disparities in so many areas that we need to be made whole in, such as healthcare, education, employment, criminal justice, business ownership, home ownership, overall equity, and of course, generational wealth. It's well known that policies that influence access to capital and credit have a very long-lasting effect on residential patterns in neighborhoods and the economic health of household accumulation of wealth. The history of America has a storied past of policies that have been very detrimental to Black Americans. If you take the former Federal Homeowners Loan Corporation from 1935 to 1939, they drew the redlining maps. Hazardous areas of how they drew maps and loans from banks were given to other residents. So it's those sorts of policies and systemics that are embedded in how we live our everyday life is what we're trying to tackle.
But how do you see this the reparations playing out?
Well, it's not a one-time fix. How I see it playing out is there needs to be a step-by-step approach, which we look at these issues that I mentioned, some of the disparities, and take a step-by-step approach to look at the problems and dig deep into their root causes, try to identify some entry points and search for possible solutions. Once we do that, we want to take action on these individual disparities, review some data, and then act again, sort of a wash, rinse, repeat cycle. Try to embed something that's going to be perpetual over time. So this isn't a one-time deal. This is something that would look at some of these disparities across the board and try to implement some fixes for it, and not just check off the box and say, hey, we paid you a check, and so our obligation to Black Americans in this city and this country is over. That's not the case. We want something to be perpetual and continually look at how these disparities in the Black community are evolving over time and how we can reverse that through systemic action. So,
well, Councilman Young, you're one of two Black councilmen on the board, and yet it passed unanimously. Were you surprised?
No, I wouldn't say that I am surprised. I think that Asheville is a place where we have very open-minded and progressive individuals. I think the culmination of the moment that we're in this country right now has brought us to a trajectory that has brought us to this point. With the death of George Floyd being the catalyst for the nation's largest civil rights movement in its history, watching Confederate monuments come down, policies go up. And so I'm not surprised. We are in a moment in time that is going to be very transformative for not only local municipalities around the country, but the country itself.
Well, Councilman Keith Young, we had a little audio trouble there, but the point is made, and we'll see if other cities follow in your footsteps there in Asheville. Thanks so much for joining us.